So there's lots of talk on this app about personal style and finding pieces that mean something to you. Think pieces are great, and hearing different people's perspectives on personal style is also really interesting. But I figured, why not show the pieces in my wardrobe and talk about what they mean to me, how I got them, and the sentimental value they hold. If you're a visual learner like me, this series is going to be all about pieces in my wardrobe that I love, how I found them, what they mean to me, and how I style them. One of my favorite pieces that I've ever found, and the first piece we'll talk about in this series, is this fox fur coat. I'm gonna set the scene. 2018, I just got married earlier that year, and I turned 22 in October. And I've always wanted to go to London. It was like my dream trip at the time. And my husband and I, we were able to save up some money to make the trip a reality. So my best friend had been living in London for about a year because she went to school out there. So we were able to stay with her when we went. We spent the entire trip just exploring London and going on different adventures. And one of our adventures was finding this vintage warehouse. I don't really remember how we found it. I want to say that we were looking on Google and it just popped up. Anyways, we did not know what to expect, but we just followed the directions to get there. Kind of stumbled upon this really quiet neighborhood, and there was these empty back streets that we had to take to get to this warehouse. It was actually kind of scary thinking back on it right now, but I'm glad that we just trusted the process. When we finally got to the location, looked up, and it was a warehouse full of leather, sweaters, coats, jackets, denim, literally anything you can think of. It was full. It was spilling out of the warehouse. When I say spilling out, they have racks even outside of the warehouse. We walk in, and I started talking to the person at the front desk, and they tell us that this was a fill-a-bag sale. And they explained that to me because I did not know what that was at that time. And they were like, anything you can fit into this bag, you can take for 15 pounds. So to do a little conversion for you, 15 pounds is about 19 USD. And while I was looking through, I came across this jacket. And honestly, the first thing that caught my eye was the color and just like that texture. And I just was immediately attracted to it. I think the animal is fox. Anyways, I left with this jacket, and I think I ended up probably paying $2 for it in the end, after everything else I was able to fit in the bag. It was just one of my favorite memories of our first trip to London, just because I just felt like we really just followed our heart and followed the adventure, and we ended up finding something really dope. And this piece kind of commemorates that, that memory for me and that trip, and so I'll hold on to it forever. I haven't worn it a lot. I wore it one time. Now, it doesn't fit on me like it did when I was 22. But I will still keep it and, hopefully one day pass it down to someone, maybe a kid, maybe a niece or a nephew. And I don't know, I just love this piece so much because it represents so much of the adventure that I went on during that trip. This is my story for one of my favorite jackets, and check the next video for the next piece that I share with y'all.